This is the story of the boys who fell from the sky and the men who brought them home.
I was a Boy Scout when I was in my youth, and then moved on, and now I'm still in it.
I've been a Boy Scout for almost 15 years now.
It all began, of course, because my father was a Boy Scout. So he got me into the movement, and then I found out that I enjoyed it. And I learned quite a number of things that I otherwise would not have learned in school. It got me to like the outdoors and nature and be more conscious about the environment. And from that moment, it sort of got stuck.
Well, I became a Boy Scout because I enjoyed the activities. We would mountain climb, rock climb, hike, camp. So when you're a kid, it's an excellent activity to spend your weekends doing.
I'm very happy and grateful that he has learned to like what I liked, and so it has become a family thing. It all begins with what is a World Jamboree, and that is really one of the largest gathering of youths ever in the world, and it has been happening since the first Jamboree, World Jamboree, in the early 1900s. The story of my brother was he was together with a contingent, totaling 24 scouts, and they were on their way to the 11th World Jamboree in Marathon, Greece. He was Jose Antonio Delgado, and he was about 14 when he perished in a plane crash. Well, on the day it happened, I was about still an 8-year-old kid. We were in our factory site in Bataan for the weekend, and I was with my father. So we had a good day. We came back in the evening, I remember, and I saw there were a lot of people in the house. I saw my mom crying, and I didn't understand why. I went in and they explained to me that the plane of my brother was missing. In my simplistic mind at that time, I figured, well, they'll find it somewhere. And they didn't bother to explain to me what it really meant. My mother, from her story to me, my mother got a call from the father of Ralph Joseph, Mr. Joseph, who was the general manager of the United Arab Airlines in the Philippines at that time. He called up my mom and said, Mrs. Delgado, I'd like to let you know that the plane of your son is missing. She just put the phone down and didn't want to hear about it. And then, of course, he didn't know what happened, so he called again, and she goes, say that again? And she goes, the plane of your son is missing. And then she puts it down. And I think that's when it started to sink what that might mean. And at that time, Mang Karing Tuason and his wife came over to give some clothes, I believe, to my father, who was going to follow the contingent in another day.
But Mang Karing was the father of one of the scouters that was on the plane as well.
Oscario Tuason Jr., okay, one of